I'm Ryan,
I'm Julie.
and this is the stories we leave you. All right, on to part 2. We have twinsies. We've been busy raising them. I have no clue what was accomplished in, like you said, that first 6 months
Nope.
to a year. I just remember it's not even the lack of sleep. It's everything else that goes along with it.
Yeah.
So anyways,
So where we left off was that our donor had said they were not donating anymore. And we were also extremely overwhelmed with twins. And so at that point, we didn't know if we were going to have more. We thought we might just be done.
so
And
we were just surviving.
yeah. So after, I guess the twins were 5, and our friends were trying to get pregnant. Your brother and his wife were pregnant, and we kind of got baby fever. And we were like, and the kids were more independent. Like they were finally going to school soon. And which in hindsight, it's like, finally they were going to school. They were gonna be gone all day.
What
Why
were
would we start
thinking?
fresh? Yeah. And that's how, we can be a little impulsive sometimes because
It's still a lot of planning.
it is a lot of planning. But
And
we were like, no, I think we want to continue. And then we were like, okay. Like a week later, we bought Sperm.
I mean,
it
our
was pretty quick.
decision-making skills were probably some of the quickest when it came to kids. So backing up, yes, the way that you know that you want more kids is when you look at other people having kids and you feel a little jealous and you
Yeah.
wish that was you. Not the story now, because when
Yeah.
we see people who are pregnant or with newborns or just with little kids, I'm just like, ugh, so much work.
No, thank you, pass.
Yeah.
So our friends were getting pregnant, and we were like, okay, we're going to try. Let's have like one more. And
Starting back from square one.
yeah. And we were like, okay, how are we doing it this time? And we really didn't want to try to find another donor. Like, I think we had looked on like known donor sites and things like that. And it just, something about that just doesn't feel safe to me. Like going with someone that we don't know that hasn't been medically vetted in any way.
That was something that we didn't really touch on in the last episode, is that with everything, the biggest differences between known donor and sperm bank is you can have open conversations with this person.
Mhm.
You get a family history. You can have them, you can be like, hey, do you mind if we pay to get, this blood work done? And
Yeah.
their personalities. And I think we got really lucky with the fact that me and the donor were, we have similar
Yeah.
characteristics. Our families are very similar, and it was free.
Yeah. I mean, and the biggest thing, like, it really just kind of happened. It wasn't, we weren't looking
Right.
for, like, we weren't actively looking for a donor. It just kind of happened. It worked out. And yeah, we happen to be friends. We have a lot of the same ideals. And so it worked out really well.
Mm-hmm.
So this time around, it was like, okay,
I didn't want to have to pick someone
yeah, we didn't want to like
that we
go
knew.
around and like beg our friends or ask our friends or like, pick people. It just didn't seem.
I did ask a few people, one or two, one particularly that I worked with.
I vaguely remember that.
And we thought that was a suitable route, and it just didn't feel like a right fit moving forward, because there were a lot of questions. There was a lot of
and we weren't like good friends. We didn't know them like we had known our first donor.
Right. And I think that's why it was okay. Affordability. Yeah, it's essentially free sperm. But if we were going to have to filter through all these weird questions with someone we weren't as comfortable with, I think that's what made our decision easier.
Well, and it was our friends were looking for their donor. They had paid. They had like the membership to the website. So they had access to the donors, to their, like, some of the donors have like lifetime pictures. They have like all of this extra information. I think they actually provided like an interview where you could actually hear the donor's voice. And there were things like that they were paying for. And they were like, hey, you can use our...
Take a sneak peek.
Yeah. So we like signed in and we looked around and we were like, oh, this is actually like kind of cool. And it was really important for us. Like, some people do not want any communication with their donor. They're like, nope, we don't want them to be involved, like, this is our child, like, nothing. It was really important for us, especially because our older 2 have a donor who they know and can talk to. It was really important for us to pick a donor who was open to communication someday. So,
18 or older.
yes,
Yeah.
so once they're 18, they can reach out to the donor and potentially ask questions or meet with them or whatever.
Along with that, giving them that option, we didn't wanna take that away from them, like, "No, you
Mhm.
don't get to know where you came from," and
Yeah, like,
things like that.
essentially, we felt like it wasn't our choice. It should be left up to our children that if they want to explore that, that hopefully that would help them avoid some of those feelings of some kind of
And
resentment.
in our situation, since we had a known donor the first go, a lot of people, like our friends, they picked a donor that most looked like the non-caring parent.
Mhm.
Our situation was different, and I remember, again, it, like, happened all through text messages. Like, I was at work, we had both skimmed through the registry, looking at things, and it wasn't as important to me to, like, really narrow down the search. I knew that you would have your plethora of,
Yes.
"Hey, who do you like best?" And it took a matter of minutes. You were like, "Okay, these are, like, my top 3. Which one do you like? Like,
Mhm.
what are your top 3?
Yeah.
How would you rank them?"
And it was kind of I was looking for someone who looked like you, but also kind of looked like the donor.
And I was going for donor.
Yeah.
Who resembles our known donor best?
Which
Because
which luckily you guys look quite a bit alike. You both have dark hair, dark eyes, both Jewish.
yeah, we're both human beings.
So, well, I mean, there could have been
I
big
mean,
differences,
yes, he
but I think the biggest difference is height. Let's
correct.
be honest.
Well, and you were like, "Okay, which one do you like the best?" I was like, "I like this guy the best." And you were like, "Why?" I was like, "Because he looks most like donor."
Mhm.
And you were like, "Oh my god, samesies."
Yeah.
And we're like, "Okay." So that day, we ordered, like, a vial or 2 of sperm,
Mhm.
which no one's ever had to do that. It's, like, thousands of dollars.
Yeah. I think we
But
did too.
we did
So, it
2.
was like 2,000. It was a little over 2,000, I think, to buy
Yeah.
the 2 vials.
So, like, in our experience, I don't know how other sperm banks work because we just went with what was it? Fairfax? Fairbanks?
Mhm.
Fairfax?
Fairfax, I think,
Fairfax Sperm Bank out of
California.
California. If anyone's interested, check them out. They're really good. Really great customer service.
Mhm.
Like, super helpful on the phone. It's of course, there was, like, always, like, skepticism, like, "Where is the sperm actually coming from?" And, again, aside from a lawyer, make sure you do your homework, reputable sperm banks, genetic
Yeah.
testing, all of that good stuff.
'Cause now there's, like, stories about things, and now with the Epstein stuff and
Right, it's a little yeah, but work with what you have, but do it responsibly, and that's, a big reason why we wanna do this podcast, so people have they can get resources and whatnot. What's nice is that, essentially you purchase these vials of sperm. You don't actually get them. They hold them for you
Mhm.
in their big refrigerator, and what's nice is that if you don't need it anymore, like, we only needed, surprise, 1 vial
Mhm.
because what they do is they express ship it, they time it based on your ovulation. You basically do they let you do it at home? I don't even remember
There might
because
have been an option to do that,
yeah, but
but
we were gonna if you're gonna spend that much money on sperm,
mhm.
we both agreed there's no way in hell we're going to fuck this up at home.
Yeah.
We
We wanted to
this is
make
the
sure.
time for clinical, medical, like no sexy anything. Like this
Yeah.
is solely just to be get
Yeah.
you pregnant.
So back up a little.
Yes.
As I had said before in the last episode, our OB does not do IUI. She actually had a company who she's like, "Oh, use them."
Well, she had another lesbian couple that she referred to them.
Mhm.
So
And
we knew they were LGBT friendly,
yeah, they were LGBT friendly.
surprisingly, because they're also very religious.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was like, okay.
Yeah, but we
Well,
we loved them. They were so great. I emailed them I'm the kind of person who I'm, like, anxious. We do, like, the testing, and I wanna know the blood test results, like, "Tell me the answers," and they were very patient with me and answered my questions, and
They're
they
the
never made us feel, like, weird about anything.
Yeah, so basically are they infertility specialists or
So
they
they
specialize
they
in fertility?
only do IUIs. I think that their history is that they worked in, like, an OBGYN office,
And then became their own.
and they were, like, expert IUI, and so that's, like,
Yeah.
what they did.
So their office was very warm, welcoming, did not
Mhm.
feel very clinical at all. It was almost kinda like it reminded me of like a spa or like a massage place,
Yeah,
except like you're on your back with your legs up. But the rooms are very like they make you feel very calm
yeah,
and welcoming and like they're here to like support you and for both people, partners. But they basically coordinate in terms of like the clinical medical side of things. They coordinate with the sperm bank. They have it shipped overnight on a specific day of your cycle.
yeah,
They're like, we need you to be here at this time on this day for peak,
yeah,
IUI and, you
yeah,
know,
and they were great. Like, they were so helpful with knowing when to ship the sperm and how to handle everything because that's all that they do,
mhm.
and
And they know how pricey it is. They know each time you do it, you have to pay
mhm.
not only for the sperm, but for their services, things like
Well, and
that.
they also
So,
had asked, like, "Okay, how do you feel about twins?" Because whenever they look to see how many, like, follicles are maturing and potentially they think if you're gonna release 1 or 2 eggs, they wanna know, like, if there's a chance of 2 and you don't want twins, then we're not gonna proceed this month, and so
mhm,
they were re
we
and
were all for it.
with that one, we were like, "Yeah, sure, then we can just be done, like, 4 kids,
Yep,
bada bing, bada boom," and
that's all we knew.
in hindsight, thank God that child is not a twin. I loved him to death, but yeah, so they were great. We went in one time and it worked.
Let's not you forget, it took us 8 tries
Yeah.
to get Liv and Gray. I was like, what are their names? Liv and Gray. So in our minds, we were expecting to see a lot of negatives, like negative P
Yeah.
tests going forward, because that's what we knew.
Yeah, I just assumed it would take a couple of tries at least.
This is legit the one and only time where I was like, is this what it feels like when hetero couples are like, whoops, what did we do?
Yeah.
Like, we accidentally got pregnant?
It was
Like,
like the closest thing I think we could ever experience to a whoopsie.
yeah,
Unless I like cheated on you or something and got pregnant. That would be a major whoopsie.
that'd be a big whoopsie.
But yeah, that's about as close as it gets. Like,
That would be a whole nother level of logistics to figure out. Yeah, we how did I don't even remember when we did you take a test? Did we find out from the doc? Like,
did I take
well,
a
you
test?
took
You're funny.
5,000 tests, but
So before we even started trying, remember we had planned this like big family that's when we were supposed to do the Disney cruise? That one that got canceled because of
oh,
COVID?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I had planned the entire thing around that. It was like, we have to get pregnant before this date. Otherwise, we have to wait and get pregnant after this date because I like couldn't fly or I couldn't go on the cruise or
That's
like,
right.
yeah. So I had this whole timeline of like,
Joke's
okay,
on us.
yeah.
We're
And
just gonna have
I thought for
COVID.
sure, I was like, oh, we'll try a couple of months and then we'll get pregnant. It'll be fine.
I don't even remember did we find out together?
So I was taking tests. At this point, I like to test a lot, so I buy the cheap tests from Amazon and oh, I shouldn't say their name. Amazon. And I would test every single morning and I would tape them to the sheet in the notebook so that I could compare them.
Was I already working from home or no?
No.
Oh, no,
No,
that
not
was
yet.
way later.
Yeah.
Is that would you show me them and you're like, "Is that do you see a line?" I don't know, I could
I don't
never
even think I asked you. I just knew. I had been down that road. I knew what was up.
Did you
And
feel pregnant? See, I don't even remember.
oh, I knew when I was pregnant because I remember, like, our friends had gotten pregnant 2 months, like, their kiddo's 2 months older than ours, and I remember telling them, like,
Oh, yeah, because we went
we
camping.
were w no, we were at my mom's, and we went out to breakfast with them, and I remember I was like, "I'm pretty sure I'm pregnant. I can feel it." I don't even know how to explain it. Something in my lower abdomen feels, like, achy, and, like, I already start to have, like,
You already had to unbutton your pants again.
No, not that, but, like, the pulling those, like, ligaments when you're pregnant.
Mhm.
I was already feeling some of that, and, like, it was just my uterus was angry, and it was like, "Why are you doing this again?" And I just knew. I was like, "I'm pretty positive."
How dare you?
I had already been, like, taking the test, and I was like, "I'm pretty sure that's a faint line," and then the next day I was like, "Yep, that's a line," and I save all the good tests for, like, when I think I see a line. Part of the story, right after we bought the 2 vials of sperm, our basement flooded, sewer backed up, flooded our basement. We had to get rid of a bunch of stuff, and thank goodness for homeowners insurance because they paid for it, but we had a remodel going on. I remember the guys were here, and I'm, like, in the office, like, looking at my test, and because I was teaching VIP Kid at the time, so, like, all of my stuff was in the office, and
Mhm.
I had, like, everything in my desk drawer, like, all the tests and everything, and so I'd, like, pull it out and compare everything, but, yeah,
What was
I don't remember how I told you.
you wrapped one in a bow, but I don't remember if that was for Finn or Vi.
It was probably Finn. I think it was Finn.
I don't know. There was a lot going on at that moment.
Mhm. Yeah.
But also, yes, we bought 2 vials of sperm, only needed 1,
Mhm.
and because they keep it at their facility, we can return what we didn't use. So that was nice. We're
Yeah.
ju Yeah.
Did we return it or did we keep it in case we wanted another one?
I
I wanna say they hold it for so long, and then
Oh,
after
you know
that you
what?
have to
No,
pay.
we paid to store it, I think.
Maybe.
And then yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I remember we told our friends we were at Eureka Springs, I think. I don't remember. I just remember you said something like, "Yeah, well, it looks like they can't drink, but neither can I," and everybody was in shock.
I don't know. Anyway.
I just remember everyone was like, "Whoa, what?" 'Cause, I mean,
Yeah, I think everyone kind of thought we were done because
there was a 6-year
the kids
gap.
were older, yeah, we hadn't talked about it.
But what's funny is that if we had had singletons, we wanted them
Like
1 to 2 years apart.
yeah.
And it was kind of falling in line. Our third would be 6 years after our first, and we still knew we weren't done.
Okay. No, we said
Or were
after
we?
we didn't know when I was pregnant. Like, I was miserable when I was pregnant with him, and after we had him, he was
Is that when we
a
went on a cruise? And that's how we told your mom? You're like, "I can't get off the boat
yeah,
in Progresso."
uh-huh.
So you were pregnant on a
Oh,
cruise.
I told her
I
I
don't
couldn't
think
do
anyone
the
should go on a cruise if they are horribly nauseous when they're
yeah,
pregnant.
well, I had to tell her that I couldn't do the swim with the dolphins
Oh, because of
because
Zika.
the doctor didn't want me to get off the boat
Oh, yeah. She
because
was
of
like, "Why?
Zika.
I don't understand. Why are you
Yeah.
being stupid?"
And, yeah, we went on a cruise, while I was pregnant, and I was just because it's, like, 3 to 4 straight months of me feeling like I constantly have a hangover and I'm depressed. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
yeah, I was just miserable, like, all I wanted to do was, like, sleep, and food doesn't taste right, and
That was poor planning on our part.
yeah. Well, and I didn't know what it was gonna be like. It was like that with Green Live, but I also it just felt
Mhm.
different, and so, yeah, the pregnancy was a little bit rough at the beginning, and then COVID happened and things got crazy. So, we have him and he's kind of I he wasn't necessarily a hard baby. I was
I was
really
gonna say
determined
challenging.
yeah, I was really determined to breastfeed in it because I didn't get to breastfeed with Gray and Liv really very long. I ended up pumping. And with him, I was like, "No, like, I'm gonna do it." And, like, we went to, like, a specialist who, like, you know, did stuff with his mouth and all that, and this was during COVID, so we were, like, driving forever and masking, and it was just really rough and really stressful, and so for a long time, it was like, "Okay, we're probably gonna be done," like, we were just exhausted.
Yeah. I mean, we kinda just tabled it. We weren't a
Yeah.
hard no, and it was like, "Alright, we're gonna be in our bubble with 2 six-year-olds and a newborn,
Yeah.
working from home full time, not being able to do anything, can't go to playgrounds." That's when I discovered Zoloft because he was a terrible sleeper for the
Mhm.
first year of his life.
I don't think he was a terrible sleeper. I think
He was a
it was
terrible
difficult to get
getting
him to
to sleep.
sleep, and you would get very frustrated.
Yeah.
And I was also very frustrated because I was trying to homeschool the kids for a while, and it was just a stressful situation.
I can't believe we made it out of that alive without
Gosh.
murdering each
Yeah,
other.
the whole thing was just hard. So I don't think it was him as much as it was
The
the
environment.
stress of the entire environment and also him picking up on the stress
Oh,
that we were
1,000%.
carrying. Yeah. So, no, I think he was actually a pretty good baby.
And here I thought it's gotta be easier with one, but that is so not
Yeah.
the case.
Well,
Like,
it's different when you already have kids and
one is
in a pandemic.
it's just yeah, it's just a whole different level. So, cut to, we made it through the first year of COVID.
Yeah. So, for Mother's Day, you sent me to a hotel
Oh,
to
yeah,
have a
we were
weekend.
on a hard like, okay, three's good.
Yeah.
We were dealing with heavy life situations, and I was like, "You know what? You need a weekend of relaxation." So, yes, I sent you to a hotel.
Yeah, and I was like, "I just want one night," and you made me go for 2, I remember that.
I hired you a masseuse, which, again, if this were a movie, we'd see where this was going. But it was like this big, muscular black man who had fantastic ratings.
Yeah, he'd been in, like, the military,
Yeah. He was like a
and,
traveling masseuse.
I mean, looking back, like, that's kind of a dangerous situation to be, like, alone in a hotel room with, like, a guy coming over to
Yes.
massage you, like
Yeah.
but he was great. He oiled me up real good. I remember I was like, "Holy crap, the oil." But, yeah, I remember at some point, like, maybe because I could finally, like, think, and it wasn't so noisy and I had a break. But, yeah,
I came
you
to pick you up. I walked into the room, and the first thing you said to me was, "What?"
I think we should have one more.
I was like, "What did that man do to you?" Also,
Don't be
a
surprised if
lot
the baby ain't white.
a lot of people that we told this story to was like, "Were you expecting Violet to be half black?" I was like,
9 months later.
"I mean, a little bit. The timing seemed awfully convenient,"
Yeah.
but
But, no,
I said, "What did I do?"
we planned it out, and we actually didn't get pregnant for several months later because we wanted Finley to be I think it was, like, we'd have the baby when he was, like, 2.5. So, we took time to plan, we didn't do anything right
Mhm.
away, so
Did I contemplate carrying with Finn, or was it Vi? I think it was more Vi, because it was, like, our last
yeah,
we knew it was our last baby. So at that point, I think I asked you, I was like, "Well, what if I wanna carry?"
yeah.
And you were like, I'm gonna be selfish and say no because I wanna carry all of them, and it's our last,
Well, and I
yada,
think, like, we
yada."
had talked about it several times, and it was kind of like, yeah, there's the selfish part of me that's like, "No, I want to carry." That's my thing, like, I'm the one that
Mhm,
likes to be pregnant, I'm the one that, breastfeeds or pumps, whatever. No, but I also I remember I had told you, like, if that's really something that you want,
mhm.
then, of course, I'm not gonna keep that from you, but at the same
You'd have to
time
find it in your heart to let it happen, but resent me the rest of your
I
life.
might yeah. It would've been hard for me probably, but also, that was not the only reason because I told you, like, 1, I don't think you would've been happy being pregnant because you were already kind of all over the place. Like, I remember, like, when you would get periods, like, PMS would really affect you and you get so cranky. You also had ginormous boobs, and I was like, "You realize those things are gonna get bigger, and they're gonna wanna have milk coming out of them. You're gonna hate that." But also you are claustrophobic and you hate the feeling of being trapped, and I think you would have hated being pregnant and not being able to escape being
No, I
pregnant.
told you that, like, not feeling trapped in my own body. Obviously, yes, being constricted, like, when we did the Tough Mudder, like, going down the tube, like,
Mhm.
no
Yeah.
thank you.
Doing an
MRI,
MRI, yeah,
fuck no, that fucked
yeah.
me up big time. But the one instance I had was when we were at Disney World, and I told you I was carrying Finn. Wait, no, Violet? One of them. I was front carrying them with the
Mm.
holster thing,
Yeah, the carrier.
the carrier, and I started panicking because I couldn't breathe because they were pushing
Mhm.
down. It had to have been Finn.
No, it was Violet.
Was it
When
Violet?
we went to Disney, yeah, she was little, and you didn't have boobs by then either. You'd already had top surgery.
Oh, yeah, which is why I carried her on the front,
Mhm.
and she was still quite little. I mean, she's light now,
Yeah.
But I remember I was walking with my dad and I was like, "Dad, we have got to stop. Hang on." I was like, "Come help me." And I started panicking.
Yeah.
And I was like, "No fucking way would I have
Yeah.
been able to handle." I mean, I would have,
Yeah.
obviously, but I would have had to be on some serious medication to calm me down
Yeah.
because you saying, "Oh my God, I can't like
Yeah, you
the
can't
bigger
breathe.
you can't breathe, you
Yeah.
can't like I just thinking about it kind of makes me freak out a little bit because I'm just
Yeah.
like,
You
no,
can't,
if I
like
can't take a deep breath, like I will freak out.
yeah, you can't breathe, you can't lay on your back.
Yeah. The biggest thing for me was, okay, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Is it going to am I always going to have regrets with not being genetically tied to my children?
Yeah.
And that was really if the answer was yes, then I had to either figure out a way to get over that or make it happen.
Mhm.
It would have almost been if I was gonna go through all those hormones and shit to do reverse IVF,
Mhm.
but it didn't rate high enough on the importance
Yeah.
list, and it was like, I really figured out that I loved you being pregnant, and I loved
Yeah.
taking care of not necessarily you, 'cause you're an independent woman. I was just, like, super happy
Yeah.
and, like, filled with joy having a wife that was pregnant with, like, my kid.
But we can also say that you are a caretaker, like, you
Yeah.
enjoy taking care of people, and you're very good at it. I am not so much. I
I would have been trapped in my own body, and
if
you would have been like, "Get
yeah.
over it.
Yeah, I
Been there,
would have
done
been like,
that."
"What are you complaining about?
Right.
You're creating life."
Well, also, you had already been through it,
Yeah.
and if it's something that you've already been through, you're like, "Oh my god, just suck it up."
Yeah. Like, I probably would have had a little sympathy for some things, but yeah, it's harder for me, like, when you're sick.
Or who knows, maybe I wouldn't have been able to get pregnant. I don't know.
Yeah, so maybe you wouldn't have been able to. But if it would have really come down to you wanting to and you were like, "No, this is definitely something I wanna do," there's no way on earth I would have, like, taken that away from you.
Yeah. But we agreed that if there was something that came up and you weren't able to carry,
Mhm.
that it was no question.
Yeah. And we had also discussed that if neither of us could get pregnant, that we did not want to do IVF. We didn't want to pay for it. We didn't wanna mess with the process. We would adopt.
Was that before we had kids already? Because
Mhm.
it was? I was
Yeah.
gonna say it's easy to say that after you've already had children,
Yeah.
but,
No, I think even
um,
after I still would've if I was gonna spend the money, I think for
I'd
me
rather put that towards legal fees of adopting a kid.
yes, agreed.
Mhm. It's
And, like,
just
no
that's
shade to anybody who does IVF. I
no.
completely understand why people do it. Like, we didn't even really get to Vi.
Alright, let's talk about Vi real quick.
And pretty much we just got to the point where we were like, "Okay, we're gonna have another one." We this is why I think we still had a vial, or did we buy more?
Well, he only had so many in stock. Or no,
I know that
there
we
was there was a
when we conceived her, we had at least 2 vials because we used one for her and we had one left.
mhm. I think we stopped holding the vials. I think we may have, like, paid for one, like, after Finn, like, 1 month, and then we're like, "Alright," like, because 'cause you're like, "What if he doesn't have any more?" I'm like, "Well," because they tell us so much information about, how many pregnancies came from that donor
Mhm.
and how many live births
Yeah.
came from that donor, and he had they only give you a range. They don't give you, like, "Oh,
Yeah.
3." They're like 0 to 10 or, like, 1 to 10.
Yeah, and you're supposed to call them and let them know when you have the baby. Did we call them after Vi?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna
because I
say,
had
I
to
know we did after Finn, but
yeah, I was always in charge of doing that.
yeah.
But yeah, we ended up purchasing more because he was unavailable for a while, and we're like, "Oh,
That's
no,
right, yeah.
what's happening?" But then he became available, and you were like, "We need to buy vials, like,
Mhm.
now." And we bought 2,
Yeah.
only needed 1.
Mhm.
Again, whoopsie.
Yep, again, we got pregnant first time.
Yeah. And then we got the notice that he had someone else who was using his sperm, had a genetic test for a particular chromosome thing.
Mhm.
And again, reputable sperm bank, they let us know, and I guess whoever had vials or had used him
Mhm.
before, hey, he has this genetic thing which can
He's like a carrier.
carrier of
Yeah.
something.
But it's, I forget what it is, but they test for it. on newborns. So we already knew
Mhm.
that she didn't have it because
Yeah.
they tested
But
newborns.
normally when they buy back the sperm, they only give you half of what you paid.
Mhm.
This time they're like, because he had tested for this new thing,
Yeah.
we'll take him back at full price. And
Yeah.
we're like, well, joke's on you. We were already going to be selling it back to you anyways. So
Yeah.
luckily we got all our money back, but
Worked out. Yeah.
it worked out.
Yeah. I did have to take Clomid. So when we did it at home, obviously they weren't checking follicles and all of that stuff every month. When you do the IUI, they are checking to see before you ovulate what it's looking like. They make sure your lining is good. Like everything has to kind of be a little more. So we
I
did
mean,
have,
they have a sweet spot, a kind of a
yeah.
one-time thing. And if you miss it, you have to wait a whole nother month.
Yeah.
And
So
it's,
luckily conditions were right and it worked both times.
mhm,
I didn't have to take the extra Clomid.
no.
So we only got one each time.
Sadly, didn't you say they closed?
Well, there a couple
Disappointing.
months ago, yeah. But yep.
Oh, we have our family of 4
Mhm.
or 6.
Yep. It was a long journey, but we made it happen.
Yeah, we did, which is insane.
I feel like that's what we do. It's like whenever we want something to happen, we're like, we're doing it.
Hmm.
There's no if and or buts about it. And we just do it. Make it happen.
Hmm.
Charge. Even the twins. Made it happen. I mean, okay, that was the Clomid, but still.
Can't say I had any part in it, so kudos. Good job.
You were around.
I was around.
You got to deal with some of my hot flashes from the Clomid
Again, put a lot of it away.
out of your brain. Yeah.
I think I just threw it away.
Threw it away.
It's not even floating around in my brain. It's just, yeah. I don't remember when we found out that you were pregnant with Violet. I just remember when we found out Violet was a girl because we both secretly wanted her to be a girl so that we would have a balance to the family.
2 boys, 2 girls.
And when we found out, we were standing in the bathroom downstairs on speakerphone, and I think we both shed a tear or 2.
Shed a tear. I honestly, I don't remember that.
What?
Again, I probably had my notebook with all the little tests lined up. Again, I knew. I remember before I got a line, that feeling in my stomach. I was going to bed and I was like, I've got to be pregnant. Like I can just, the way it feels right now, I can just tell.
I think you might have told me that, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
At that point, it was just like, all right, just tell me if you are or aren't. I don't remember. But yeah, I remember when we found out she was a girl because I really like the closer it got, I was like, please just be a girl because
Yeah.
I need the symmetry. I need the balance in the family.
Well, and I was always bitter growing up. Like I
You had 2 brothers.
remember, yeah. So the first brother, I don't think I really had any feelings. My second brother, I was like 6. And I remember we were driving home from the hospital and my mom told me it was going to be a boy. And I started bawling because I really wanted a sister. I mean, luckily he turned out to be pretty cool and we're like really close, but still.
I mean, all our kids have at least one of each.
We'll see.
We'll see what.
Your mom thought she got a boy and a girl, and look what happened.
Yeah, well, I feel like they had blinders on because looking back, it was like, you tried to put me in this box hard.
Yeah.
And I was like, no.
Your entire life.
Shorts and t-shirts, please, and sports and
yeah,
all the signs were there.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see. I haven't seen any signs yet with our kids. There's nothing that makes me think they might be, but
No.
you never know. I don't want to close that idea off either. I want to keep it open, be accepting.
Okay. We're doing the Midwest goodbye where we just keep rambling on.
All right, we'll see you later.
Okay, make sure to follow for more. Okay, bye.